The Duke and Duchess of Sussex did not watch the RAF fly past on June 2 from the balcony of Buckingham Palace. A few weeks prior, the palace had announced the Queen would let only full-time working members of the firm join her for the occasion, a move which barred Meghan, Harry and Prince Andrew among others from taking the centre stage next to the sovereign on the important day. However, prior to this announcement, Prince Harry had asked both Her Majesty and her resident advisors for permission to appear on the balcony during the long bank holiday weekend. Biographer Tom Bower has claimed in his upcoming book Revenge, Meghan, Harry and the War Between the Windsors. In an extract from the book serialized by The Times, Mr. Bower wrote, "The obstacles for Meghan and Harry to appear center stage were considerable, not least because their presence was opposed by Charles. Charles preferred that the Sussexes, as private citizens, were not invited onto the balcony or to ride in a royal carriage. Instead, they would be confined to the VIP enclosures." In Meghan's view, those optics were unsatisfactory, partly because her value to Netflix was to stand near the Queen. The journalist also claimed Harry had first approached the monarch's resistant advisors with his request to be on the balcony during the celebratory weekend. He added, when this failed, he asked the Queen if he could visit her in Windsor on his way to the Netherlands for the Invictus Game. To secure her agreement, Harry appeared to give the impression that the meeting would offer an olive branch to clear the air. At the last moment, keen to see her grandson and instinctively forgiving of Meghan, the Queen agreed to meet the couple on April 14. Unknown to the public and the press, Prince Harry and Meghan stopped in Windsor while traveling to The Hague, where they would attend together several events linked to the Invictus Games and were followed around by a Netflix crew for the filming of the docu-series Heart of Invictus. Mr. Bower said the Sussexes' meeting with the Queen took place after they spent a night with Princess Eugenie, suggesting the pair stayed at Frogmore Cottage, which continues to be their official residence in the UK. Her Majesty, the author also claimed, insisted Harry and Meghan met with Prince Charles and Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, before seeing her. Mr. Bower claimed in his book, the Sussexes arrived. Their first encounter was civilized but failed to resolve the fraught relations created by their Oprah Winfrey interview. By contrast, there was no tension drinking tea with the Queen. Yet the issue of their appearance on the balcony remained unresolved. Prince Harry himself spoke about his meeting behind closed doors with the Queen while being interviewed in the Netherlands by US journalist Hoda Kotov. The brief interview touched upon the ongoing games, the extraordinary athletes taking part in them and the curative power of sport. But it also focused on the Duke's family, his children and his relationship with the monarch. Speaking of their meeting, Harry told Ms. Kotov, "I had tea with her. It was really nice to catch up with her and, you know, home for me now is, you know, for the time being, it's in the States. And it feels that way as well." Raising eyebrows among many royal commentators and watchers, Harry also said he is just making sure his 96-year-old grandmother is protected and has got the right people around her. Later in the interview, the Duke added, "We have a really special relationship. We talk about things that she can't talk about with anybody else, so that is always a nice piece to her." Since stepping down as working royals at the end of March 2020, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have stressed their relationship with the Queen had remained very good and were able to keep in touch with her despite now living in California. Following their brief trip to Windsor in mid-April, Meghan and Harry returned to England in early June to celebrate the historic 70th year of the Queen on the throne. The pair were seen in public only on 2 occasions, while watching, with most members of the royal family, the Trooping the Colour Parade from the Major General's office overlooking Horse Guards Parade and, on the following day, at the service of Thanksgiving held at St. Paul's Cathedral. Meghan and Harry dedicated June 4 to their children, as on the day their daughter Lilibet Lily Diana turned 1. They celebrated the private milestone with close friends and family, and released a picture of the child only on June 6, when the celebrations focusing on the Queen had ended. The family of 4 traveled back to California on June